The sun's rays, braided with a verdant Louisiana canopy, dipped the world in dappled gold. Detective Elijah Roth, his form a solitary silhouette against the backdrop of Metairie Cemetery, considered the Delacroix family crypt. It stood apart from the rest, as though humbled by some unseen weight. A meandering tapestry of weathered stone, the crypt kept the chronicles of a lineage that had imprinted itself into the very bones of New Orleans. He ran a finger across the crypt's cold surface, etched with names and dates. Ancient whispers of fated lives filled the air, wrapping him in the shroud of history. With each name, Elijah bore a solemn reverence, a respect for their quiet slumber amidst the warm pulse of the world. He was no ordinary detective. There was a refined sincerity in his eyes, a tempered loyalty within the chiseled lines of his face. His coat, its edges singed, bore the memory of a fierce battle against a foe that consumed all. Fire. But the blaze that had once threatened to devour him had also sparked a relentless pursuit for truth. As he navigated the crypt's peculiarities, he found himself drawn into a dialogue with the cemetery's old caretaker, Mr. Simon, a man weathered by time and tales, his features a carved testimony of years that whispered louder than the graves. "Them Delacroix," he began, his voice as gravelly as the paths they walked, "weren't always just about sugar plantations and trade. They loved their secrets, they did." Elijah listened, each word settling like a puzzle piece, each hint of hidden wealth and cryptic ancestry thickening the plot. He was no stranger to secrets or the lengths at which people went to keep them buried. The crypt, Mr. Simon elaborated, was a peculiar affair, an aberration in the cemetery's architectural symphony. Its discrepancies hinted at an architectural farce or a testament to secrets, a narrative cloaked in stone and silence. As the sun began to bow to the night, a hint of unease wove itself into the balmy breeze. An old journal, a relic of the Delacroix family that Mr. Simon reluctantly handed over, held the cryptic promise of something beyond mundane deception. The detective's fingers brushed across the age-worn leather, a door to hidden truths, his mind already turning its ancient pages. He knew well that under the inviting lullaby of the Crescent City, something sinister was stirring. Shadows, after all, were but the children of the flame. The city of New Orleans, with its vibrant melange of cultures and its seething underbelly, bore the cadence of a tune played on old bones, the strains of its history echoing with every footstep. Beneath the glistening parade of jazz clubs and opulent houses lurked back alleys veiled in an elusive mist, an abyss filled with veiled whispers and illicit trades. It was here in the city's shrouded enclaves that Elijah discovered the cryptic tendrils of his case weaving into a more disturbing tapestry. Hidden in one such den, he encountered the drug neurx, a shadowy vial bearing a mind-altering concoction known only to the privileged and the desperate. Its promises of enhanced cognition stirred whispers of apprehension, stirring echoes of old tales of men reaching beyond their grasp, of Pandora's box and its released horrors. Unraveling the cryptic web that led from the drug dens to the Delacroix crypt, he found his path crossing with the enigmatic figure of Evangeline Thibodeau, a black market broker draped in alluring mysteries and secrets. Her eyes, as captivating as they were dangerous, held a story intertwined with the Delacroix family. "Elijah Roth," she greeted, her voice the equivalent of the moonlight caressing the moss-laden trees of the bayou, a beguiling veneer over a treacherous quicksand. The dance of their dialogue played out in hushed tones amid the eerie stillness of the den. Each revelation from Evangeline was a shiver down the spine of the investigation. The Delacroix family's entanglement in the neurx distribution, their consumption, and the enigmatic symbols mirrored at both the crypt and the dens. Her final revelation hit him like the echoes of a scream in a silent room. The existence of a manuscript in the family's possession, its cryptic content hinting at the sinister purpose of neurx, a communion with an otherworldly deity. The weight of this knowledge was a cold wind through the bayou, a gust that carried the rot of the swamps into the city's pristine facade. As Evangeline disappeared into the back alleys, he was left with the spectral echoes of a tale too terrible to contemplate. Gazing at the sinister symbols etched onto the vial of neurx and the manuscript's reproduced copies in his hand, he couldn't help but be reminded of the Delacroix family crypt, the imposing structure now a spectral beacon in his mind. The chilling revelation of the mind-altering drug and its cosmic implications left him at the precipice of an abyss, a single step away from a plunge into terrifying unknowns. As dawn bled into the sky, casting a spectral glow over New Orleans, the city seemed to pulsate with a disquieting energy. Detective Elijah Roth, having spent the night in contemplation of the chilling revelations, felt the city's metamorphosis. In its veins ran not just the vibrant lifeblood of culture and revelry, but also a chilling cocktail of unknown terror, fear seeping through the city's pores like a spectral fog. He found himself ensnared in the chilling dance of the Delaqua lineage, their crypt, and the unsettling whispers of an entity from beyond human comprehension. His world, as if caught in the slow spin of a vortex, became distorted, a terrifying reflection of reality that fractured his understanding. This surreal convolution of his investigation mirrored his internal struggle with trauma, a silent beast gnawing on the edges of his sanity. As he walked the streets, the city seemed to mirror his disquiet, its usual music jarring, its colors faded, its atmosphere gravid with an unsettling chaos. The deity, like a shadow lurking just beyond the edge of perception, had started to imprint its spectral trace onto the city's consciousness. In the heart of the city, where the jazz music was a throbbing heartbeat and the thrum of life vibrated in every corner, he found Marianne Delaqua, the current matriarch of the Delaqua lineage. Her eyes held a strange, distant light, like twin galaxies spiraling into oblivion, hinting at an otherworldly communion. "The veil thins, detective," she murmured, her voice a hollow echo from an abyss far deeper than any mortal could fathom. Her cryptic words were the utterances of a mind unhinged, a mind stretched too thin between the human and the cosmic, straining against the veil of the known. Their dialogue, against the backdrop of a city teetering on the brink of hysteria, deepened the tapestry of cosmic horror. Marianne, once a bastion of wealth and stature, was now merely a puppet caught in the deity's spectral threads. Her chilling revelations painted an apocalyptic picture of the deity's pervasive influence. Yet even in this terrifying convolution of reality, Elijah held steadfast. His resolve, burnished in the flames of past trauma, held up against the mind-rending revelations, a beacon of human resilience against the unfathomable. The deity, the crypt, neurx, all coalesced into a crescendo of impending confrontation, a beacon drawing him into the heart of cosmic horror. The dance had only just begun, and the next step would take him into the maw of the abyss itself. Beneath a sky embroidered with countless unblinking stars, the city of New Orleans held its breath. The climax of this symphony of cosmic horror loomed like an impending tempest, a silent cacophony that had swallowed up the vibrant rhythm of jazz and the steady hum of life. In the center of this silent maelstrom, Elijah stood before the Delaqua crypt, its foreboding structure more terrifying than any adversary he had faced before. He felt small against its imposing shadow, an insignificant dot against the canvas of cosmic terror. The whispering breeze carried the echoes of the entity, a soundless melody that danced on the edge of comprehension, a lullaby from the abyss. Within the heart of the crypt, he confronted the materializing entity through the conduit of the Delaqua family. A strange rite was unfolding, neurx enhancing their minds to an alien frequency, their chanting echoing in a tongue that predated human existence. In their fevered eyes, he glimpsed an impossible vastness, a cosmos of alien stars and obsidian abysses, the eldritch entity straddling both the tangible and the elusive. The insignificance of his life against the cosmic entity bore down on him, pressing him to the edge of despair. The entity, its consciousness as vast as the cosmos, perceived him as one perceives a fleeting speck of dust in the beam of sunlight, a momentary distraction before it vanishes. Yet paradoxically, in this realization of insignificance, Elijah found a newfound courage. Channeling the same indomitable spirit that had seen him through his trauma, he faced the gathering storm. The battle was not one of strength or wit, but of human vulnerability against cosmic indifference. In ashes we find our truth, in starlight our insignificance, he spoke, his voice echoing in the ancient crypt. It was a declaration, a testament of human spirit against the cosmic entity, a defiance that echoed his own survival against the fire. In a climax that resonated with the pulse of human resilience, Elijah severed the connection. The walls of the crypt, once resonating with an alien frequency, fell silent. The Delaqua family, their minds abruptly wrenched from the eldritch entity's grip, collapsed in heaps of exhaustion and terror. As dawn breathed life back into the city, the entity's presence receded like an ebbing tide, leaving behind a haunted silence. The victory was as ephemeral as it was pyrrhic. Elijah stood amidst the metaphorical ashes of the encounter, the echo of the entity's impossible vastness etched into his soul. His pursuit of the truth had led him to confront the cosmic indifference, a horrifying revelation that would haunt him for the rest of his days. The story concluded not with a bang, but with a hushed whisper. The cosmic horror, the terror of the insignificant against the infinite, had forever changed him. Yet in his resilience, he had found the courage to confront the abyss and survive, a beacon of hope in the vast cosmic night, a testament to the fleeting triumph of the human spirit. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to our channel, where you can find more similar stories, and click on the bell icon to never miss one. There is plenty more cosmic horror to come from the Eldritch Tales Factory. Stay tuned, and until next time.